Hello guys and gals, this is part 6 of the Fables of Leonardo da Vinci. We can move this to the side now. I only needed that so I would know which video this was. And as always, we are going to go over the introductory stuff here, the copyright information. And I discovered something really interesting, which I will share shortly. This is the Fables of Leonardo da Vinci, interpreted and transcribed by Bruno Nardini. Introduction by Margaret Meek and illustrated by Adriana Saviazzi Mazza. Now, what I discovered is back here is what the codes mean. Key to reference abbreviations. ATL is Atlantic Code, located in Biblioteca Ambrosiana, Milan, Italy. So ATL is if it's located in Italy. Foster code is located in Institut de France, Paris, France. H is the Humbert code, located in Paris, France. R is facing page, V is reverse page. And so yeah, that's really interesting. And I'll probably not really do much with this information. And we will just have a separate video where we actually go over all 73 fables and where they're located in the world. Anyways, let's see. Last time it was we ended off last time with the camel. I do remember that. And I can't turn the page. I'm trying to get this page to turn, and it's not letting me turn. So that we started out with that. We ended with this one last time. So we're on page 39. So what we will be reading is the tongue and teeth. And since we know that this is the Atlantic Code, if this particular fable is located in Milan, Italy, I believe, on the reverse page, on page 67 on the reverse. I believe that's if I'm reading that right. This one is called The Tongue and the Teeth. And we're going to go look at the oyster and the mouse for now, because there's no pictures on this page. Once upon a time, there was a boy who had a bad habit of talking more than necessary. What a tongue, sighed the teeth one day. It is never still, never quiet. What are you grumbling about? Replied the tongue arrogantly. You teeth are only slaves and do your job. Oh, and your job is merely to chew whatever I decide. We have nothing in common and shall never allow you to meddle with my affairs. Oh. So wait, let me get this right. Okay, so wait, the way that I'm figuring this out is that the tongue is talking to the teeth are talking to the tongue at first, and then. So that being said, then they're talking about somebody that's kind of talkative, I guess, or in some interpretation would be that someone who would talk too much. And so we're going to start this one again. I'm sorry. We're going to start this one again from the beginning because now that I have the picture clear in my head, I think I can read this a lot better. We're probably only going to read 3 of these anyways because I don't want to read through these too fast. But, yeah. Okay. Anyways, once upon a time there was a boy who had a bad habit of talking more than necessary. What a tongue, sighed the teeth one day. It is never quiet. It is never still. I just did that in the wrong order. I apologize. It is never still, never quiet. What are you grumbling about? Replied the tongue arrogantly. You teeth are only slaves, and your job is merely to chew whatever I decide. We have nothing in common, and I shall not allow you to meddle with my affairs. So the boy went on chatting and very impertinently sometimes, and his tongue was happy, learning new words every day. But one day, when the boy did some damage, and then allowed his tongue to tell a big lie, the teeth obeyed the heart, sprang together, and bit the tongue. From that day on, the tongue became timid and prudent, and thought twice before speaking, which is a good lesson, that people should always think twice before saying, or count to 10 or whatever, because first thoughts aren't usually the best thoughts. Okay, next is The Oyster and the Mouse from the fable H is Humboldt, something like that, in Paris, France, page 51 on the reverse side. Okay. An oyster. Okay, we've already been looking at the mouse with its head stuck in a clam. That's kind of disturbing. Anyways, we'll be looking at the teeth and the tongue now. Anyways, this fable is called The Oyster and the Mouse. An oyster found himself together with a large number of fish in a fisherman's house, not far from the sea. We shall all die here, thought the oyster, looking at his companions as they lay gasping scattered over the floor. A mouse passed by. Listen, mouse, said the oyster, would you kindly carry me to the sea? Certainly, replied the mouse, who had decided to eat the oyster, but you must open your shell because I cannot carry you closed like that. The oyster opened cautiously, and the deceitful mouse immediately thrust his muzzle to take a bite. But the oyster was no fool. He snapped his shell shut, giving the lying mouse a rap on the head. Doesn't say the mouse died, but I think the lesson here is to be shrewd and not to be naive, which is not always easy. It's always good to be cautious. Better safe than sorry. Next up is, and this is the picture that is both on the front and on the back. This story is A Mouse, a Weasel, and a Cat. From the fable Atlantic Code, which is in Milan, Italy. Page 67, reverse. The reverse side of the page. Okay, we're going to take a look at this. One morning, a little mouse could not leave his house. It was besieged. A hungry weasel was waiting outside. Through a tiny breathing hole, the mouse saw him intently watching the entrance ready to spring. The poor little mouse, knowing himself to be in terrible danger, trembled all over with fear. But a cat suddenly leapt on the weasel's back, seizing him between his teeth and devouring him. Okay, so the weasel's dead. Great Jupiter, I thank you, sighed the mouse, who had observed the scene through his spy hole. I shall willingly sacrifice some of my food to you. And so he gave the cat some of his food, but in escaping one danger, he foolishly forgot the other. The cat, being a cat, ate him too. So, this one was, again, a story about caution, I believe. We are at the 8-minute mark, so we're probably going to end this right here. In the next one, we'll probably read maybe 4, since we only read 3 this time. We'll probably read the cranes. Those are really weird-looking birds, but really cool. Ooh, wow, this one's long. The elephant, we might only read 3 next time, because the chestnut and the fig tree. Okay. The tree and the pole. Okay, well, given how long this one is, I don't know how many we'll read, but I'll figure it out. That was the Fables of Leonardo da Vinci, Part 6. I'm not sure how long this particular series is going to be. It's probably already longer than any series I have on my channel, and that's okay. I find these really, really fascinating. If you like this content, then make sure you hit like and subscribe, and that you ring the bell so you can know when I upload. I have a wide variety of content on my channel. If this isn't your cup of tea, then maybe there is something else is. And I'm in the process of converting my channel into more of a gaming-oriented channel. Anyways, that being said, I appreciate all the support, and thank you for sticking around to the end. And as always, thanks for watching, and have a great day.